Welcome everyone to the channel. Today we are dashing in Greenfield, Indiana. It is Sunday, January the 11th, 5 p.m. We're going to be working about 5 hours and trying to make $75. I know that sounds like a very low goal. There's a lot of factors against us right now. We're not doing shop and deliver. We're just doing the straight orders. And it is a slow period of time just after the holidays and everything for restaurants in general, as well as food delivery services. A few things that we're working on right now. We are working on dashing for $50,000 for this year. So we're trying to increase our income through Doordash. We also are trying to lower some of our bills and take care of some of those things, as well as we need to get ourselves a vehicle, so we can Doordash a little bit better. We will be doing some fun and exciting things throughout the week, so make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up there. It really does help out. So let's see what kind of orders we can get going. We are going to go ahead and turn on our DoorDasher app. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's turn it on. Let's see how long it takes us. It says an average of 2 minutes per order. Let's see. Oh, we've already got an order. We got Papa John's, $3.50, which is probably just base pay. So it might be, well, it does say customer drop-off. Let's go ahead and go there and see what we can do. So our first order, Papa John's, was $3.50. So usually that's going to mean that we're going to get a tip, especially when it says hand to customer. I pull into the driveway and it is a county sheriff, which, you know, a lot of first responders do order DoorDash. And so I was very hopeful. No tip. Yeah, as soon as I get done and I complete that order, then I get another order for the Pizza King. And this one is $6.25 going, I think, 1.2 miles. So that's a decent order. And it does say tip will be higher, or total amount will be higher. So that means that they will add more of a tip. Hopefully, if Pizza King does a good job, we'll get the order busted out real quick. Hopefully we'll get a decent amount of money on this. Now that was one of our better orders that we've had in a while. It was about 2 minutes to the Pizza King. We waited about 2 minutes, and then 2 or 3 minutes to the customer.
Turn left onto Take Street. Very
efficient with everything. Less than 8 minutes, and $8 was the total after they added a little more. So yeah, I'll take $1 a minute. And now we are going to Taco Bell. This one's a little bit farther. It's a little bit backwards on the dollars per mile.
For a half mile.
I think it's like $7 going about 9 miles, but we'll take it. Luckily, that's the Taco Bell that normally is very far behind, but luckily the order was all ready. I walked in, I grabbed it, and we left. And it is straight south, which is to the next town, which means that from Taco Bell I can pretty much drive country road, back roads all the way. So we're doing about 50-55 down on farm roads right now. 9 minutes until we will be there, and then it'll be about 12 or 13 minutes back. So let's see, about 25-ish minutes for $7.75, I think it was. Not a great order, but combined with everything else, especially the last one that we just had that was so great, everything all combined, that's going to wrap up our first hour at about $19 or something an hour. And we're budgeting $15 an hour, so we're still doing okay. And then hopefully when we come back, we can get cycled into a couple of really good short orders that we don't have to wait on. That would be awesome. Whoops. I should have turned there, but that's all right. We can continue on. The joy of a country road. This one, that one, it's pretty much the same. This one actually looks better. I think the asphalt's a little newer. So we're about 4 miles outside of town, and we get an order. This is at Taco Bell. It is $6.85, and yeah, the miles are a little skewed because we're out of town, but once we get to the Taco Bell, I think it's going to be about 2 miles to the customer. So not bad. We got that order dropped off, and then we get another order. This is a double order. $12 going 5.4 miles. We're going to pick up at Taco Bell, and then we're going to swing by to Papa John's, and then we have 2 drop-offs for that. So we were wanting to work 5 hours to make $75. We're currently at $38.20, less than 2 hours into our shift. So we're off to a great start. That was a nice, easy drop-off. Pick up at 2 locations, drop off at 2 locations. That was done. And now we got another Papa John's order. This one is $3.50 going 3 miles. And let's see how long this takes. It does look like it's supposed to be ready. It said 7:06, but now it's saying deliver by 7:03, and it's 6:52. So deliver in 11 minutes. We just walked into Papa John's. We checked on the order. It's just being made. So we're probably 10 to 12 minutes out on that order, which Doordash seems to think we're going to have delivered in 8 minutes. Probably not going to happen. So hopefully that does not affect our ratings. If so, we will dispute that. But this is, oh, they got wings. They got a New York style pizza. They've got 3 originals. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 4 pizzas and some wings. Oh, this is a hand it to me order. Awesome, awesome. So hopefully we get a tip out of this. Unlike that chef that we're not bitter about. That was a $10 cash tip. That brings us to $51 in the first 2 hours. And we just got another order, Taco Bell, $5.25 going 1 mile. So definitely a much better night than the last couple of days. Well, I've been so busy so far, I haven't even made it to the normal DoorDashing area. We are now 6:35 for 5.6 miles, and this is still on the south side of town. Yeah, I haven't even made it to the Doordash lot to wait. I haven't been at the normal.
Feet, turn left onto North Broadway Street.
I haven't even had a chance to go to the normal restaurants. This has all been on the south side. The farthest north I've gone is to Papa John's, which is just south of the main strip of all the restaurants. It's mostly been Taco Bell, Papa John's. I think I had 1 Motzi's Pizza, and now a Long John Silver's. So they're definitely keeping me busy tonight. Now, I haven't been to Long John Silver's in a while, so I don't know how they've been doing here as far as their timing and everything. Hopefully, it doesn't take very long there. Okay, so we picked up from Long John Silver's. Actually, they were finishing up the order just as I got there, so it'll be very hot and fresh for the customer. It is $6 going 5 miles, so right there at that dollar to mile ratio. It's going to take us a little bit. I think, yeah, it looks like we're actually going to the north side of town. So that'll put us closer to all those other restaurants. That was $6 going 5 miles, which actually went to one of our hotels here in town, right up by the expressway. And I get there and there's no room number. So I started to say something to the guy at the desk. The guy walks around the corner. He met me in the lobby and handed $3 in cash. So we are now up to $70 if we count our cash in 2.5 hours. So now here we come to a point. Remember, we were trying to work 5 hours. We planned on working 5 hours to make $75. Now we've worked 2 hours and we made $70 already. Here's where the employee mentality kicks in and says, oh, I've almost made my $75. Let's go home. Please remember the time of year it is. It's extremely slow from the holidays all the way up till tax season, whenever those tax checks start arriving. very slow. Working the restaurant industry for many, many years, I saw many of the brand new young servers that would make that mistake. Then they come in tomorrow, we have no customers in the building for hours, and they're crying in the back room because they don't have enough money to pay for their babysitter for the day. I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm going to have to find another job. What happened to yesterday when the money was rolling in? You should have stayed. Actually, as I come up to our normal Doordash lot, I'm seeing 7 or 8 cars here just sitting. And so I'm going to drive by them and you'll be able to see them in my rearview mirror. But there are multiple cars just sitting here. And then there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cars sitting here waiting on orders. I'm going to go back to the south side of town. I'm just south of the main strip with all the restaurants. We just passed Motzi's Pizza, China Inn, McAllister's Deli. There's a Subway over there. There used to be a place called Jim Dandy's, which was a pretty nice local chain. They've now made this one into a florist shop. It's no longer a restaurant. I may turn on the shopping soon, but we've got let's see, we've got Papa John's, and Pizza Hut is just across the street from them, which I'll be passing right now. Oh, and there's also a third pizza place here called Chicago Pizza. All 3 of those are right here. So I think I'll probably just hang out here in this area until I get an order. Maybe. And then we'll see if we get anything. There's an order. What'd we get? Dairy Queen. $4.75 going 4.7 miles. We'll take that.
Drive west.
And why did I get that order?
State Street.
Because I was the closest dasher to it. Dairy Queen is on the south side of town.
Continue for 1 mile.
So I've got a mile and a half, so the other Door Dashers are probably 2 miles away from the order. All 8 of them probably sitting there waiting. We just got an add-on at the Dairy Queen, an additional $5.25 going 0.4 miles. So we just picked up from the Dairy Queen. Amazingly, both orders were ready as we walked in there. That's crazy. And they're being dropped off. I know DoorDash has this in their algorithm somewhere, but of course they'll deny it. They're being dropped off. One of them that I know of is being dropped off, the first one, the apartment complex right behind the hotel that we had just dropped off. So there is something with an algorithm that wants you to go and deliver where you've just been. So there's supposedly whoever is closest to the restaurant is supposed to get the order. But there's also something behind the algorithm, somewhere behind the scenes in there, that is taking you to the same spot. Now remember my first orders that were all on the south side. Was that because I was the only dasher on the south side? Possibly. But 3 of my first 4 orders were delivered in the exact same neighborhood. What's the likelihood on that? If you're a dasher or a gig worker, let me know if you're seeing something similar to that in the apps that you're using. Drop a comment down below. And by the way, if you are enjoying this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up there really does help out. We have a brand new channel here. We're trying to get it started, and I would love to do daily uploads for you as we're dashing our way to $50,000 this year. So we just dropped off there. We had two drop-offs from the Dairy Queen. One was the apartment complex right behind the hotel that we had previously been at, and the second was the residential section right behind the hotel, right next to each other. And then we're pulling out of there, and we get an order from Popeyes Louisiana Chicken, $4.77, going, I think, about 3 miles. So we have not stopped. I haven't stopped and had a chance to actually park yet tonight since we started 3 hours ago. That's the way it should be. Ooh, that's... Buffalo Wild Wings, $2.25. Going 5 miles. Man. And I think at least 2 of that is getting to Buffalo Wild Wings. But it says drop off. Actually 3 miles to Buffalo Wild Wings, so it's only a couple miles from there, but... And I tell you what, it looks like it's a drop-off. I sincerely hope there's a tip on that. But anyway, I was getting ready to say that when I dropped off the Popeyes order, I generally try to do this for the customers, whether if it be cold outside, hot outside, it doesn't matter. But I try my best, especially on the cold evenings, that when I pull up, I send them a text, hey, I'm here, while I'm still in the car. That gives them a small heads up. And then I get out, grab the food, go drop that off and snap my pictures and everything and finalize the order. Then I get back in the car. When I dropped off the Popeyes order, I did a couple things here in the car, like for 20 seconds or so. And then I started to pull away, and I noticed they still haven't picked up the food. So, all in all, I probably gave them a minute and a half-ish. So, when it's 30 degrees outside, 25 degrees outside, yeah, every minute kind of matters on that food. Especially when Popeyes just pulled it right out of that fryer. I was standing there waiting on them to finish up the food. So that could have been a piping hot, and I carried it in a hot bag, so that could have been a piping hot chicken sandwich, and instead, now it's not. Let's see what's going to happen with this Buffalo Wild Wings order. What is your call? What do you think is going to happen with this Buffalo Wild Wings? $2.25. We're going about 2 miles. Are they going to leave us a tip? Are they just going to leave us wondering, why did we take this order? What do you think? Let me know. Alright, so while I was picking up there at Buffalo Wild Wings, got a little crazy in there. I hope that we get a tip out of this because we had to wait a while for the order. I don't know exactly how long we waited, but long enough for it to kick out the message that says, oh, your order's taking a while. We got your back. So they're not going to count the timing against us. Anyway, there was another Doordasher. I guess he didn't understand English too well. And the manager, the two of them were on the phone with the customer on speakerphone, trying to resolve, I guess they were out of some product or something, And so the manager was trying to resolve it by talking directly to the guest.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
On the DoorDasher's phone. So then they got it resolved. The manager said, you know, hey, because we're out of this, it's our fault. We're going to go ahead and give you some extra stuff. So he told the guy, here, it'll take me just a minute. I'm going to go in the back and we'll get that and I'll get it right for you. So the manager goes back to the kitchen. The DoorDasher goes and hops in his car and drives off. So I go tell the manager, hey, buddy, you can probably cancel that bit. He's gone. Manager runs out the parking lot. He's gone. I said, I told you. Oh, shit. So I tell this manager, I'm like, if you got an address for the customer, I'll go ahead and drop it off so that, you know, the customer's happy, and then that way you guys don't get dinged for it, because otherwise you said you were going to do something, now it's not happening, and this customer's already thought that something was going to happen, it's not happening, and they're going to definitely send in some sort of complaint about it. So anyway, he thought he had an address. He didn't have an address. It was actually probably DoorDash's address. So long story short is I was waiting for some of this to get resolved and everything. And yeah, so I really hope that we get a tip out of this. What do you think? Should we have gone the extra mile and tried to drop that off for the customer? Waited, messed up our order, waiting for this other second order, or just gone about our business and worried about our money that we may not still even get a tip? So what do you think? We could have been going for, 15 minutes now, and no tip. What do you think? So when I dropped that off, the customer did add a $3 tip onto that, which made it a $5.25 order. And we got a order for Burger King right after that, which was $4.35. We're going 4.4 miles. I think a lot of that mileage is going to be driving.
Drive north
there.
on North Franklin Street for a half mile.
Yeah, we are 3 miles from Burger King. So once we get there, it's only going to be a mile away. Now here's a place we haven't seen in quite some time. We're going to Jimmy John's. Sub so fast, you'll freak. $5 for 3
North
miles.
State Street, Greenfield, Indiana 46140. USA will be on the right. 1310 North State Street, Greenfield, Indiana 46140. USA
right
is
here.
on the right.
We're already there. Let's see how long it takes for subs so fast you'll freak. Well, not sure I would have freaked out over that. There were 3 employees in there. They had the place all cleaned up and ready to close up here in probably 40 minutes, I would guess, 45 minutes. And they were all on their phone. Yeah, the order had been pulled, the ticket was hung, and nobody had started the order. So that's a wait I didn't need to have. Okay, so we literally just sat here for 20 some odd minutes without an order. Nothing. I kind of checked around and was wondering, is the app even working? I know it was going to be slow. I knew there was going to be a drop-off, but I didn't figure it'd be at like 9:15. Anyway, so we got an order for $7.75 going a couple of miles from Burger King, so that's not too bad. So this will probably wind up being our last order. While we were in Burger King waiting on the order to be finished up, then we got a second order from Burger King for $6. So it's been a fairly decent night. Let's see how it turned out. After working for 5 hours, did we achieve our goal of hitting $75?
Okay, so how did we do? Our goal was working 5 hours and making $75. We did work 5 hours. DoorDash paid us $44.40, and we got $66.27 in tips, which brought our total earnings to $110.67. Our hourly rate would have been $22.13. We made $1.10 per mile, which overall was a pretty successful day. Good finish to the week. If you want to see how next week works out, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll catch you in the next one.